Welcome back, curious minds, to the second part of our epic journey into the world of extraordinary events. In part 1, we explored the enigmatic Tunguska explosion and the breathtaking Chelyabinsk meteor event. If you missed it, be sure to check it out. The link is in the description below. Now, we're ready to plunge even deeper into the unexplained. In this episode, we'll unravel the mystery surrounding 3 more astonishing events: the Curuçá River incident, the Siberian Chemical Combine explosion, and the heart-stopping Beirut explosion. Brace yourselves for more science, more intrigue, and more conspiracy theories as we continue our quest for answers. Let's dive right in. The Curuçá River event, also known as the Curuçá event, is a lesser-known explosion-like event that occurred on the 13th of August, 1930, near the Curuçá River in the Brazilian state of Pará. The event is characterized by a series of explosions that were accompanied by various phenomena. However, unlike some other well-documented events, the Curuçá River event remains enigmatic, and its cause is still a subject of debate and speculation. According to historical reports, a series of loud explosions were heard and felt in the vicinity of the Curuçá River. Witnesses described a powerful shockwave that caused damage to trees and structures. Additionally, a dense black cloud and a rain of dark material were reported following the explosions. Eyewitnesses reported a range of observations, including hearing multiple loud explosions, feeling the ground shaking, and observing a black cloud that engulfed the area. Some sources even mention a rain of blood or a black substance that fell from the sky, staining clothing and objects. The explosions reportedly caused damage to trees and vegetation in the area. It's worth noting that the Curuçá region was sparsely populated at the time, which likely contributed to the lack of detailed documentation and scientific investigation. The cause of the Curuçá River event is still a matter of speculation. Various theories have been proposed, including a natural gas explosion, a meteorite impact, volcanic activity, or a combination of factors. Some suggest that a buildup of natural gas beneath the surface might have ignited, causing a series of explosions. Others propose that the event might have been caused by a meteorite impact, similar to the Tunguska event. Unlike more well-known events like Tunguska or Chelyabinsk, the Curuçá River event did not receive extensive scientific investigation at the time. The lack of thorough documentation and analysis has contributed to the mystery surrounding the event. It's important to note that due to the limited historical records and scientific investigations, there is still considerable uncertainty about the true nature and cause of the Curuçá River event. While various theories have been proposed, no definitive explanation has been established, and the event remains an intriguing and lesser-known anomaly in the history of explosion-like events. Tell us what you think about this one in the comments. It's important to note that due to the limited historical records and scientific investigations, there is still considerable uncertainty about the true nature and cause of the Curuçá River event. While various theories have been proposed, no definitive explanation has been established, and the event remains an intriguing and lesser-known anomaly in the history of explosion-like events. Tell us what you think about this one in the comments. The Curuçá River event is not as widely known as events like the Tunguska explosion or the Chelyabinsk meteor, and as a result, there are fewer conspiracy theories associated with it. However, due to the mysterious nature of the event and the limited information available, some speculative ideas have been proposed over the years. Here are some of the theories. As is common with many unexplained events, some conspiracy theorists suggest that the Curuçá River event could have been caused by extraterrestrial activity. They propose that a UFO or alien spacecraft might have been responsible for the explosions, either by crashing or intentionally causing an explosion. This theory is fueled by the lack of concrete information about the event and the allure of attributing it to unknown and sensational causes. However, there is no solid evidence to support this theory. Some conspiracy theories suggest that the Curuçá River event was the result of a secret government experiment gone wrong, such as a failed weapons test or a classified technological project. Others propose that government agencies covered up the true cause of the event to prevent panic or to protect classified information. While it's not uncommon for conspiracy theories to involve government secrecy, there is no credible evidence to support these claims in the case of the Curuçá River event. Given that one of the proposed natural explanations for the event involves a buildup of natural gas leading to explosions, some conspiracy theorists have taken this idea and speculated that the event was somehow manipulated or triggered intentionally, possibly for nefarious purposes. However, this theory lacks factual basis and doesn't align with the scientific understanding of the event. It's important to approach these conspiracy theories with critical thinking and consider the available evidence and scientific knowledge. In the case of the Curuçá River event, the limited documentation and scientific investigation make it difficult to draw definitive conclusions about its cause. While speculation is natural when faced with unexplained events, it's crucial to rely on credible sources and established scientific principles when seeking to understand the true nature of such occurrences. If you're enjoying the content so far, drop us a thumbs up. Subscribe for more. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new content. If you're enjoying the content so far, drop us a thumbs up. Subscribe for more. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new content. The Siberian Chemical Combine, SCC, explosion refers to a series of explosions that occurred on the 6th of April, 1993, at a nuclear facility known as the Siberian Chemical Combine, located in the town of Seversk, formerly known as Tomsk 7, Russia. The facility was involved in the production and disposal of nuclear materials, including plutonium and uranium-P. Here are the key details about the Siberian Chemical Combine explosion. The explosions occurred within the SCC complex and resulted in the release of radioactive gases into the atmosphere. The facility was engaged in the production and reprocessing of plutonium, which is a highly radioactive element used in the production of nuclear weapons. The explosions were caused by a fire that ignited chemicals used in the processing of nuclear materials. Following the explosions, emergency response teams were dispatched to the site to contain the situation and prevent further releases of radioactive material. The explosions and the subsequent release of radioactive gases raised concerns about potential health and environmental impacts. While there were no immediate reported deaths as a result of the explosions, several workers at the facility were exposed to radiation. The long-term health effects of the exposure to radiation are not always immediately evident and can manifest over time, including increased risks of cancer and other health problems. The release of radioactive gases into the atmosphere also raised concerns about potential environmental contamination. Radioactive particles could potentially be carried by wind and deposited over a wider area, affecting soil and water sources. The incident highlighted concerns about transparency and accountability in the nuclear industry. There were reports that the Russian government initially downplayed the severity of the incident, which raised questions about the reliability of information provided to the public. The incident highlighted concerns about transparency and accountability in the nuclear industry. There were reports that the Russian government initially downplayed the severity of the incident, which raised questions about the reliability of information provided to the public. The incident at the Siberian Chemical Combine serves as a reminder of the potential hazards associated with nuclear facilities and the importance of proper safety measures, transparency, and accountability in the management of radioactive materials. It also highlighted the need for international cooperation in addressing nuclear safety issues and preventing similar incidents in the future. Tell us what you think about this one in the comments. The Siberian Chemical Combine explosion has not generated as many conspiracy theories as some other events, but there have been some speculative ideas and rumors that emerged in the aftermath of the incident. It's important to note that conspiracy theories often lack credible evidence and should be approached with critical thinking. Here are a couple of examples of conspiracy theories associated with the Siberian Chemical Combine explosion. Some conspiracy theorists have suggested that the Siberian Chemical Combine explosion was not a result of an accident or negligence but rather an act of sabotage or interference by foreign powers. They propose that other countries might have been involved in causing the explosions as a way to disrupt Russia's nuclear capabilities or create chaos. However, there is no substantial evidence to support this theory, and the consensus is that the explosions were due to an accident within the facility. Given the secretive nature of nuclear facilities and the Russian government's history of limited transparency, some conspiracy theories revolve around the idea that the true extent of the incident was covered up or downplayed. This theory suggests that the government may have withheld information about the severity of the explosions and the extent of the radioactive releases in order to avoid public panic or international scrutiny. While there were certainly concerns about transparency in the aftermath of the incident, there is limited concrete evidence to support a massive cover-up. Some conspiracy theorists propose that the explosions at the Siberian Chemical Combine were not accidental but were instead an intentional release of radioactive material for undisclosed reasons. This theory suggests that the explosions were orchestrated with the aim of releasing radioactive gases into the atmosphere. However, this theory lacks credible evidence and is not supported by the available information about the incident. It's important to approach conspiracy theories with skepticism and rely on verifiable evidence and credible sources. While it's natural to seek alternative explanations for complex events, it's crucial to critically evaluate the information available and consider the consensus within the scientific and expert communities. In the case of the Siberian Chemical Combine explosion, the most widely accepted explanation is that the explosions resulted from an accident within the facility, leading to the release of radioactive gases into the atmosphere. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new content. The Beirut explosion refers to a catastrophic explosion that occurred on the 4th of August, 2020, in the port area of Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon. The explosion was one of the largest non-nuclear explosions in history and caused widespread devastation, resulting in significant loss of life, injuries, and extensive damage to buildings and infrastructure. Here are the key details about the Beirut explosion. The explosion was caused by the detonation of approximately 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate that had been stored unsafely in a warehouse at the port for several years. The explosion released an enormous amount of energy, creating a massive mushroom cloud and a powerful shockwave that was felt many kilometers away. The shockwave shattered windows, destroyed buildings, and caused widespread chaos in the surrounding area. The explosion resulted in at least 218 deaths and over 6,000 injuries. The impact of the explosion was felt across a large area, and hospitals in Beirut were quickly overwhelmed by the influx of injured individuals. The explosion caused extensive damage to buildings, homes, and infrastructure within a radius of several kilometers from the blast site. The port area was particularly affected, with warehouses, silos, and other structures being destroyed. Many historic buildings in the city were also damaged. The explosion exacerbated an already difficult situation in Lebanon. The country was facing economic challenges, political instability, and a growing humanitarian crisis. The explosion strained resources and hindered the ability of the government to respond effectively to the disaster. The explosion prompted widespread outrage and protests in Lebanon. There were demands for accountability, as it was revealed that the ammonium nitrate had been stored at the port for several years despite warnings about its hazardous nature. The Lebanese government resigned under public pressure, and an investigation was launched to determine the causes of the explosion. The explosion garnered international attention and prompted an outpouring of support from various countries and organizations. Humanitarian aid was sent to help Lebanon recover from the disaster and address the urgent needs of the affected population. The Beirut explosion highlighted the importance of proper handling and storage of hazardous materials, as well as the need for transparency, accountability, and effective governance. The disaster also underscored the challenges facing Lebanon and brought attention to the country's economic, political, and social issues. Tell us what you think about these theories in the comments. The Beirut explosion generated a number of conspiracy theories and rumors, particularly in the chaotic aftermath of the event. As with many significant events, misinformation and speculation can spread quickly. However, it's important to approach these conspiracy theories with skepticism and rely on verified information from credible sources. Here are a few conspiracy theories associated with the Beirut explosion. Some conspiracy theorists propose that the explosion was not an accident but rather a deliberate act of sabotage or attack by a foreign entity or organization. They suggest that the explosion was caused by a missile strike or a bomb. However, the evidence points to the explosion being a result of the detonation of improperly stored ammonium nitrate, rather than a deliberate attack. A particularly outlandish theory suggested that the Beirut explosion was actually a nuclear explosion. This theory spread due to the magnitude of the explosion and the dramatic visuals of the mushroom cloud. However, there is no credible evidence to support the claim of a nuclear explosion. The characteristics of the explosion, such as the absence of nuclear radiation and fallout, align with the chemical explosion. Some conspiracy theorists have suggested that the Lebanese government intentionally caused the explosion to divert attention from internal problems or to achieve a specific political goal. While the Lebanese government was indeed criticized for its mishandling of the ammonium nitrate storage, there is no evidence to suggest that the government deliberately caused the explosion. As with many events, some conspiracy theories involve hidden agendas or interests. These theories often suggest that powerful individuals or organizations orchestrated the explosion for financial or political gain. However, without concrete evidence, these claims remain speculative. It's crucial to approach these conspiracy theories with caution and consider the available evidence and expert analyses. In the case of the Beirut explosion, the most widely accepted explanation is that the explosion was caused by the detonation of ammonium nitrate that had been stored unsafely for years at the port. This explanation is supported by investigations and expert assessments, and it aligns with the observed characteristics of the explosion. Tell us what you think about these theories in the comments. As we wrap up this captivating two-part series on extraordinary events, we hope you've enjoyed the deep dive into mysteries, science, and the world of conspiracy theories. If you found this exploration as fascinating as we did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more mind-bending content. We're always on the hunt for intriguing stories and enigmas, so if you have any suggestions or topics you'd like us to explore in future episodes, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Stay curious, stay engaged, and until next time, keep exploring the unexplained.